When you was locked up in Quentin's shoe,
Yeah.
did you, or any time in Quentin, was you able to see Tookie or your homies, even in Trash?
I was on the yard with him.
For the dime moves and the lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you've been through, shit you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf. I
was the founder. I created Conan Pocket in my mother's garage.
I had a lot of, lifting weights, and I was on swole. They started calling me Big Miz.
Kev Mac video, you know, this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul.
This is from the beginning.
They let death row inmates on.
I was on the yard with him. I used to bring Tookie food to his cell. I'm gonna tell you a little story about Tookie. Used to trip me out. So man, Tookie used to love that peanut butter, right? Just a little levity. And this used to trip me out. One about Rebo, same thing. But Tookie used to love peanut butter, right? And we all know how to dry peanut butter. And mother cookies. So I drop off a bag of canteen as I was in C-section. I get a bag. I go to Took, cell, talk to him a little bit. Do you know this man, the homie, rest in peace, I love it. He'll take a whole pound. Do y'all know what a pound of peanut butter is? That man will take a whole pound of peanut butter, put it in between 2 slices of bread, and eat that whole pound of peanut butter. Man, he got a big old jug of water right there. But I was like, man, how do you? And then mother cookies right after. I'm like, how do you do this, dude? He was like, that peanut butter protein. You're some saying, you got to keep feeding these out. I was like, okay. Same with Rebo, Big Rebo. He came to we was in High Power, 1750. And he came to my cell. This is my first time ever meeting Rebo. He came to my cell, walked up on me, like I'm Rebo from Compton, where was Park Village. I said, what's up, cuz? I'm Sparks, man. Raymond Avenue Crips. He was like, yeah, I know who you is, homeboy. And the thing he did, he was passing out food. He got a motherfucking apple in front of my cell, Big Rebo, and put that whole motherfucking apple in his mouth, homeboy, and ate that motherfucker. I was like, man, what kind of motherfucker is this? How can you even get some leverage to make that motherfucker crunch down? But he did. But them two things, but of course, I left San Quentin January 1987. But up until that time, I was in all the hoes and Tookie, Evil, and Tretch. We was on the yard together. Matter of fact, me and Tretch got attacked by the CCO on the same yard.
When you left in 87, what prison did they send you to?
The new prison, courtroom. I left AC. I was the only Crip on the bus too. That BGLs, ABs, and the Emmys. I think a couple of it wasn't no Northern Familiars in AC at the time. It was just Emmys, Crips, ABs, and I was the only Crip on the bus to the new shoes up here in Corp and Tehachapi. They built some new shoe programs, new kind of style prisons, and that was the beginning of the end for everybody.
Did you ever make it to Pelican Bay?
No. I had enemies everywhere. I was put up to go to Pelican Bay several times. Each time I was put up to go to Pelican Bay, CSR boys shoot it down because enemy factors.
Wow. Explain to the people that never been in prison what an enemy is.
Well, enemy is anyone who states to the administrations of prisons that they got a problem with you. It was a lot of that going on to avoid certain prisons, in other words, but basically that your homeboy lets you know that they don't want to come, and they give you the head up. I'm about to tell the administration you an enemy, homeboy, so I don't have to go there. And the homie will give him, okay, you can do that, you ain't got to come. But by and large, you got a file. Everybody has files in prison. administration got a confidential file on you. In that confidential file is snitches. They're snitching on you. And information you would never be privy to, but they are, and they uses that. And if you go in there and say Marcus Player is your enemy, then you can't go to the yard with Marcus Player. That's how that works.
When CCO disbanded, how did your relationships change with ex-CCOs?
Like I said, man, I'm one of the persons that don't take it personal. When they disbanded, and I was part of the discussion of the disbanding. So it was it. Just it wasn't nothing that I held inside. Although some people did, but me personally, I didn't hold nothing inside. All right, that's gone. That's over with. Mission accomplished. Now let's go back to cripping. And I had perfect relationships with some of the, with the shot callers of the CCO. Got perfect relationships with them today, right now. They back cripping, and we as tight as we once were.
Was there ever a moment where you felt like you couldn't trust them, or you felt like one of them couldn't trust you?
Shit, I don't trust my own brother, man. But yeah, it was. But I stayed ready. So it wasn't, to me, it wasn't a matter of trust. To me, it was what I felt. If I felt like you was in some kind of posture and I'm near you, I ain't one of them individuals that waited around. They didn't call me Spark for nothing. I did not wait around for you to be an aggressor. So in that sense, no, I never had, they disbanded. I was on every yard, everywhere with them. I went about my business with my homies, with my Crip that was in my circle, like I was supposed to do, but I stayed ready, not against, against everybody. I stayed ready against the police. I stayed ready against the inmate, the Northerners, just individual riders. I was one of them dudes that kept a knife on me, stayed in the weight pile, kept my health up. It was just ready. I was confident. I was overconfident, in fact, that I can handle any kind of surprise that anybody brought. And I survived through those days, with that in mind. I was never, ever one of them dudes that sumo on the yard or I'm going to be looking around my shoulder. Sumo came to the yard, we was as tight as ever. We sit down, we smoked a couple of joints, what I'm saying? We kicked, the pros and cons of what we've been through. And we went on about our cripping, and we did everything we needed to do in prison. We did some foul shit with that shit as far as bringing distrust among Crips. We all recognized that, that was a mistake. And it's a mistake that goes on right now today. Crips don't have no trust for one another. And we're probably responsible. Everybody, CCOs and the Blue Notes, got to step up to the plate on that one. That was one of the things that hurt cripping, for sure. It didn't help it. It hurt it.
How did you stay fit in prison?
Burpees, Crip prayers. I call them Crip prayers because every time I did one, I knew it was a Crip somewhere on this rock doing one with me. I know if I got up at 4 in the morning and started doing a burpee routine, I knew somewhere, probably in Maryland Federal Penitentiary, where the time zone was different, there was a Crip also doing it. So I called them Crip prayers. But that's how I stayed focused, I stayed tight. And then weights, I've been lifting weights since I was maybe 12 years old. And so my muscle factor was there. My wind factor came about because of running and burpees.
What's the biggest arms you ever had?
20-inch arms. I had 20-inch arms at one time.
Cut up?
All the time, man. Cut up. If I had my shirt on, you couldn't tell nothing. You might have seen a little bit bag arm sticking out the sleeve or on the sleeve, but I was kind of like flat chested, cut up. But my arms was huge. I was 6 feet tall, and I would consider myself the real touch hog for sure.
We know you don't like to drop names, but I'm gonna ask you, who was some of the biggest Crips in size? Like Tookie and et cetera, Jamel Barnes.
Yeah, Jamel.
Anybody bigger than them or?
Nah, the Crips. Bud from Watts, huge. Jamel was the biggest, mass wise that I've never seen. You had Big Bobo. There was some big Crips out there. You had Michael Christian, who eventually became, Mr. Universe or something like that. But Jamel, as far as weight and mass, and he's just a huge human being, period.
Did you know Mad Dog from the East Side?
I know Mad Dog from Compton. I didn't know Mad Dog from the East Side.
Tell me how you got your name.
Oh, that's easy. It always been, so growing up, they called me Spark Plug, or Spark, because I was really energetic. That name just morphed into Spark as I became a Crip, as I grew up. So it's always been, I've been Spark or Spark Plug or Sparky since I was knee-high to a stump.
So it's a family name?
No, my family name is Tookie. No, that's what they called me in the streets. As a matter of fact, it was these old brothers who we used to play flag football in the dead end on 119th Street when we first moved over there. And we were small. And I used to just run around, bouncing off shit, jumping fences. It was too energetic. So they was like, this motherfucker here is like a little spark. So that's how that name came about.
I'm glad you brought 119th up.
Yes.
Where is ground zero for the 120 Ravens?
The Zigzag. The Zigzag is in between 119th and 120th Street. That's ground zero. From my Ravens, when I was crippin'.
And you original Raven, co-founder?
I was there. Yeah, I am the one who came up with this. Yeah, I'm original Raven for sure.
Tell me a little bit about your parents' background. First of all, what do you consider the area you grew up in, Athens? Middle class when you was coming up, or what?
Today, since I know better, it was a lower middle class area. My parents, my father broke up, like I said earlier in this interview, when I was 4 or 5 years old. My mother ended up marrying a hell of a man named Frank Harris out of Alabama. He was a master electrician. Taught me the trade growing up. That's who raised us. My mom worked for huge aircraft most of her life, and we was in a modest little 3-bedroom house right there on 120th Street for most of my childhood and adolescence. It was I would say a lower middle class. We was on the brink of being poor and being looked out for. So the neighborhood was lower middle class.
Sit and reminisce about the days of way back.